afternoon YouTube, Xfile 2708 back again with another weekly watches episode. Before I start into the episode, guys, just a heads up, a couple of the guys here in the movie community are doing their live stream again this evening, so I tuned in for bits of it last week. The Leeds match was on, so very inconsiderate of them doing a live stream when the Leeds match was on. But I tuned in before and after the match as well, and really enjoyed what I saw. So it's Ollie Love Films that's hosting the live stream. He's joined by fellow loons, I think they're known as, Sammy G and Roy Barrett. And special guest tonight, my very good friend, fellow Lord of Darkness, Tim Cole. So that's over on Ollie's channel, starting at 7:30 tonight. Leeds don't play until tomorrow evening, so I'm very much looking forward to tuning in to the live stream and hopefully watching it all and joining in with the conversation tonight. So 7:30 start, guys. I'll put a link to Ollie's channel in the description if you've got time spare this evening. It was a fun watch last week. Going to be really good seeing Tim on there this evening as well. So if you've got the time to spare, head on over, guys, and give them some support. So weekly watches, we have 5 movies for last week. Say it was a bit of a hit and miss week for me with movies last week. Didn't get as many watched as I'd have liked, but still managed 5. 3 of them I've got here on physical media. One of them I streamed on the Fire Stick. Don't tell anyone. And the other one I actually watched this morning. Was recorded off the Sci-Fi channel. So the ones obviously I can show physical media. The ones that I haven't, I'll put a little power of video editing. I'll show the movie poster in the corner. So trusty iPad. 1 second. Right. So first movie I watched, and by far my favourite movie of the week. Nige Rock God, I know you absolutely hated this one, but everybody else in the community that I can recall thoroughly enjoyed it, mainly when they watched it last year when it came out. For me, it was absolutely fantastic. And that movie, guys, is The Substance from 2024. So, like I say, came out last year. This one stars Demi Moore, Dennis Quaid, and what's the girl's name? Margaret Qualley. Absolutely superb. This one, guys, it's a body horror, so won't necessarily be for everybody, but it's absolutely brilliant. Body horror, all kinds of weird and messed up, absolutely stunning looking film. It runs, I think, just under 2.5 hours. But that 2.5 hours absolutely flew. Well, I can't say it flew by because I was knackered, so I ended up watching it over two evenings. But in all honesty, I could have sat and watched it all in one go if I wasn't hanging out my arse at the end of the night. And it could have even maybe had another half an hour, and I'd have still thoroughly enjoyed it. Brilliant performance from Demi Moore. I've no idea how old she is now, but she is still stunning as ever. A couple of scenes in there where it looks as though you wouldn't be short of somewhere to hang your jacket, let's say. But still stunning as ever, Demi Moore. Obviously, you've got Margaret Qualley. who's the younger version of Demi Moore. No spoilers in this one, guys. But like I say, it's a body horror where there's a substance that's taken and it allows Demi Moore to carry on her career with a younger self. So it basically generates a younger version of her, and they have to switch between the two people. But yeah, there's some real gross out moments. For me, what most impressed me was it was all practical effects from what I could tell. Absolutely stunning looking film. I rated it 4.5 out of 5 on my letterbox. Probably the closest film in a long time that I think could have pushed for a maximum 5 out of 5. It was that good for me. Like I say, the odd person, Nige, didn't like it at all. But everybody else I know that spoke about it last year, it was certainly up there as one of their favourite, if not their favourite films of last year. I think it's due to get a physical release July time, if I remember rightly, and it's definitely one that I'll be buying on 4K. Absolutely stunning looking film, brilliant performances from the three main characters. I love the whole premise of it. There's some real gross out, stomach churning moments, but those were right up my street and I loved every minute of that film. So that was the first watch of the week, guys. The Substance from 2024. Right, where are we for the next one? Next one was I thought it was a first time watch. I mean, I've mentioned before, my memory is absolutely terrible, so I do rely on Immaculate. Oh my god, there we go, I'm fucking up already. So I do rely on Letterboxd for tracking my movies, when I watch them, what I rate them. I've started doing mini reviews as part of my Letterboxd, etc. And then, if it's a year or so or longer that I've watched a film, I can click on it, read the review and think, oh yeah, I remember that now. And it kind of, refreshes my my tired, addled brain. So, but yeah, as I slipped up there, my second watch of the week was Immaculate. Now that, again, is another movie from 2024. This is a religious horror starring Sydney Sweeney, I think her name is. A very creepy and atmospheric religious horror. Kind of relies a little bit for me on jump scares that were kind of predictable where they were about to happen. But don't get me wrong, it was a more than watchable film. I loved the story itself. Excellent performance from Sydney Sweeney. But yeah, it was one that I really enjoyed. Definitely one that will be staying in the collection. Runs just under an hour and a half, so not too bad. And one that I rated 3.5 out of 5. So that was Immaculate from 2024. Right, next up is one I can actually show you. So let's move the iPad over to there. In fact, my God, my brain today. There's Immaculate, physical. Jesus Christ. Right, next. I watched Escape from Tomorrow. So this was one that was kindly sent through from Craig over at Bumpers Movies. Stupidly expensive to get import Blu-ray, but Craig managed to do me a deal, let's say, on a copy of it and sent it across. Started last week, I think it was now. But yeah, this is a movie from 2013. Runs for an hour and a half. The synopsis. Right. An epic battle begins when a middle-aged American husband and father of two learns that he has lost his job. Keeping the news from his nagging wife and wound-up children, he packs up the family and embarks on a full day of park hopping amid enchanted castles and fairy tale princesses. Soon the manufactured mirth of the fantasy island around him begins to haunt his subconscious. An idyllic family vacation quickly unravels into a surrealist nightmare of paranoid visions, bizarre encounters, and an obsessive pursuit of a pair of sexy teenage Parisians. Chillingly shot in black and white, Escape from Tomorrow dissects the mythology of artificial perfection while subversely attacking our culture's obsession with mass entertainment. Now, if you saw my pickups video where I showed this last week, you'll know that this one was filmed with a lot of controversy. Disney did actually try to get it banned because it was shot in Disney World and Disneyland without any permission whatsoever from Disney, all done covertly and undercover, and then released as the film that you see here today. Now, I've seen this one a couple of times before. It's all shot in black and white. Won't be for everybody. Lots of weird and what the fuck moments in the film. But it's a movie that I love for that. I'm into, all the weird and wonderful and what the hell was that about type movies. I love the fact that it was filmed without Disney's permission and they got on their high horse and it was still released. Anything that gives two fingers to the establishment is superb in my book. So I rate this one 3.5 out of 5. Like I say, the whole movie filmed in black and white, all kinds of oddness. You see some of the scenes, etc. there. Dips in and out of visions and odd goings on. It's a really difficult movie to explain if you've never seen it before. But if you like movies that are in black and white and you like all sorts of weirdness, then definitely give Escape from Tomorrow a go. So I thoroughly enjoy it. Those, the dad's obsession with the two very young teenage girls. I'll say they can't be more than 14, maybe not even 15. That's going to be slightly weird and uncomfortable for some people to watch. But if you take it as an overall package as part of this film, it's absolutely brilliant. So there we go, guys. 2013's Escape from Tomorrow. Next one from 2006. So watched this one last night. We have Severance. So yeah, like I say, last one on physical media, and then I've got one more to show that I watched this morning. So this is Severance from 2006. Dark comedy horror starring Danny Dyer and Laura Harris. That's the lady on the side here. I'll read you the premise on the back of the box. Following a boom in military arms sales, the team at Palisade Defence are rewarded with a team-building weekend in the wilds of Eastern Europe. But what begins as a corporate jolly rapidly descends into a deadly nightmare as they are pitched into a terrifying fight for survival against a forgotten army of bloodthirsty maniacs armed with machetes, flamethrowers, machine guns, and a thirst for revenge. If the team can survive the bear traps and treacherous pits long enough to show their guts rather than losing them, they may just learn that getting slaughtered with workmates isn't always a good idea. This graphic and gory tale, directed by Christopher Smith, who did Creep, and starring Danny Dyer, proves once and for all that waiting for staff cuts is absolute torture. Runs, where are we, 91 minutes. says on the back of the box, brilliant Brit horror comedy. Blimey, where do we... I rated this 3.5 out of 5. It is a horror comedy, but please do not go into watching this film thinking you're going to get something as funny constantly as the likes of Shaun of the Dead, Tucker and Dale versus Evil, Cockneys versus Zombies, things like that. This, although it is a horror comedy, the comedy elements are sporadic throughout the film, so it's not your typical trying to make you laugh a minute horror comedy. It's just, you know, dribs and drabs throughout the film. But don't get me wrong, it is a really good film. I did, while I was watching, think, oh, I'll have a look and see if I can get this as an upgrade on Blu-ray. But as I was getting through the film, I thought, yeah, it's an alright film, but it's not really one that I'm bothered about upgrading. I think it's a French import that's the uncut version of this film, and that's between the £15 and £20 mark. So if you want to go into it as a first time watch, hunt out the DVD, guys. It is nice and cheap, or dare I say it, stream it if you can. Certainly one for me I'm not going to be pulling the trigger on and buying on physical media. But yeah, half decent performance from Danny Dyer. The rest of the cast aren't too bad as well. Some brilliant gore effects and kills, etc. Kind of, it's like a comedy version, I'd say, loosely, of Wrong Turn. So if you've seen your Wrong Turn movies, you know roughly what you'll get with this. So it didn't disappoint, but it's not up there as one of the best. In fact, thinking about it, I'll probably end up dropping my letterbox rating down to a 3 rather than a 3.5. So there we go, guys. That's 2006's Severance. And then the last one for today was one that I watched off the Sci-Fi channel. So graphic insert in here. And I watched from 2023, Attack of the Meth Gator. You know what you're going to get with this. This was... I recorded this one off the Sci-Fi channel. Pretty sure James over at Movie Mad, if I recall, recently picked it up on DVD. So it has had a physical release. But if you like your cheesy, low-budget B-movies, this is definitely one of those that's so bad, it's good. I actually really enjoyed it. I rated it straight down the middle, 2.5 out of 5. So not amazing, but not terrible either. Probably, I'd say one of the better modern B movies. Some that I've seen are just absolutely terrible, not ones that I'd revisit ever again. But for this one did have something about it. Visually, it looks really good. The creature effects, whilst it's all done with CGI, were more than passable, to be fair. Again, I've seen creature features before where you can tell it's literally full-on CGI, but it's been done really badly. Again, previous movies where the creature's attacked and blood's going everywhere, you can see it's CGI as well. This one's done a whole lot better. My only niggle, but again, it's a B movie, so you take the rough with the smooth. My only niggle really was the inconsistencies. Some scenes where you see the creature, it looks like it's a 30-foot alligator. Other scenes, it looks as though it's about 6 foot. So, you know, that kind of... But like I say, it's a low-budget B movie. You take it in the spirit that it was made. And like I say, for 85 minutes that the film runs, I quite enjoyed it. Certainly one I'll keep an eye out in the charity shops, or if I see it cheap in the likes of CEX, then I will pick it up and add it into the collection. And you know, if you like your B movies, I'd quite happily recommend it as one of the slightly better ones. So there we go, guys. That's my my watches for this week. So just coming up 20 minutes. So not too bad at all for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 movies. Substance by far best movie of the week for me. 4.5 out of 5. And I'll be amazed if that gets topped throughout the rest of this year if I see anything better. But, you know, we shall see. You never know. There we go, guys. As always, please remember to like, comment and subscribe. Again, please check out Ollie, Sam, Roy and Tim on the live stream tonight. Link in the description. And as always, guys, I'll be back later on in the week with another video. Bye for now, guys.